Today, my brothers, we are going to talk about the most common, most exhausting, and most pointless struggle of your life. The battle you have been fighting, probably every single day since you were a child. The battle against reality. The moment you wake up, reality starts throwing punches. Your alarm clock is too loud, the coffee is too weak, the traffic is too slow, your boss is unreasonable, your partner is annoying, your body is getting older. Things aren't fair. Things aren't easy. Things aren't going your way. And your immediate gut reaction is resistance. You clench your jaw. You complain. You get angry. You try to force reality to conform to your preferences. And what happens? Nothing. Reality doesn't care about your preferences. The traffic doesn't magically clear. Your boss doesn't magically become reasonable. Your body doesn't magically get younger. You just end up exhausted, frustrated, and miserable. You are waging a war against the universe, and you are losing every single time. But what if there was another way? A way to find peace, even in the middle of chaos. A way to find strength, even in the face of insurmountable odds. A way to stop fighting reality and start working with it. This is the Stoic art of radical acceptance. This is how you learn to stop resisting the flow of life and start mastering it. Our guide for this journey is the Roman Emperor and Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius, a man who, despite having absolute power, understood that true strength came not from controlling the world, but from controlling his own reaction to it. He was a man who saw unimaginable chaos and suffering plague, war, betrayal, the death of his children, yet found a way to write some of the most profound words on acceptance ever conceived. He wrote, "Accept the things to which fate binds you, and love the people with whom fate brings you together." This is not a passive surrender. This is a powerful, strategic act of psychological liberation. Let's break down both parts of this revolutionary command. Part 1. Accept the things to which fate binds you. This is the Stoic foundation of understanding what is and is not in your control. Fate, for the Stoics, is simply reality. It is the sum total of all the things that have happened, are happening, and will happen that are outside your sphere of influence. It is the unchangeable, the inevitable, and most of life falls into this category. You don't control where you were born. You don't control the weather. You don't control the past. You don't control the fact that people will die. You don't control the fact that things will break. You don't control that sometimes, despite your best efforts, you will fail. These are the things to which fate binds you. The unstoic person spends their life in a state of constant, low-grade rebellion against these binding realities. They wish for things to be different. They lament what was. They complain about what is. This wishing, lamenting, and complaining is not just pointless. It is profoundly self-destructive. It consumes vast amounts of mental energy, creates immense emotional suffering, and leaves you utterly exhausted and powerless. Marcus is telling you that this resistance is the problem, not the thing itself. The pain of the event is one thing. The suffering of resisting the event is another. Self-inflicted wound. Think of a strong current in a river. If you try to swim upstream against a powerful current, you will expend all your energy, make no progress, and eventually be swept away, utterly exhausted. If, however, you accept the current and learn to work with it, to navigate it, to even float with it, you conserve your energy, you can still steer, and you retain your power. Fate is that current. Resistance is swimming upstream. Acceptance is learning to flow. Consider a modern example, the internet outage. Your internet goes down. You have an urgent deadline. The unstoic person immediately loses their mind. They bang on the router. They call the company and yell at the helpless customer service rep. They stomp around the house. They get enraged. They are swimming against the current. The internet is still down. They are now just angry and exhausted. The Stoic person, understanding fate, would immediately ask, is the internet outage in my control? No. Can I make it come back on by getting angry? No. So what is in my control? They accept the reality of the outage. They then pivot. I can work offline. I can go to a coffee shop. I can use my phone as a hotspot. I can communicate the delay to my client. This isn't passive. This is strategically powerful. It is the act of redirecting your energy from futile resistance to productive action. You cannot control the event, but you can always control your response. Part 2. And love the people with whom fate brings you together. This is where Marcus's philosophy transcends mere resignation and becomes something profoundly beautiful and truly powerful. Amor Fati, the love of your fate. This isn't just about accepting what happens, it's about embracing it, even welcoming it, as an integral part of your growth. And it extends not just to circumstances, but to people. In the context of people, this is a radical instruction. Marcus Aurelius ruled a vast empire full of all kinds of people: loyal, treacherous, wise, foolish, kind, cruel. He knew intimately that you don't choose your family, your colleagues, your neighbors, or even many of your friends. Fate brings them to you. And in every one of those interactions, there is a lesson. The un-Stoic approach is to judge, categorize, and dismiss people based on how they fit into your preferences. This person is annoying. That person is stupid. This person is not what I wanted. This judgment creates inner turmoil. It builds walls. It leads to frustration and loneliness. The Stoic approach, the Amor Fati approach, is to see every person, especially the difficult ones, as a teacher. The annoying person teaches you patience. The difficult colleague teaches you how to maintain your calm under pressure. The person who challenges your beliefs teaches you to examine your own assumptions. Fate brought them to you for a reason, and that reason is always for your growth. Consider the story of Nelson Mandela. He was imprisoned for 27 years under an unjust, racist regime. His entire life was taken from him. The fate that bound him was horrific, but he chose to love his fate. He didn't just accept his imprisonment. He used it. He used it to read, to learn, to strengthen his mind, to build his character. And then, most incredibly, he loved the people with whom fate brought him together, even his jailers. He sought to understand them, to engage with them, to turn adversaries into allies. He saw his prison not as an end, but as a crucible. He embraced the hardship, and in doing so, he emerged not as a bitter man, but as a moral giant who would go on to lead his nation to reconciliation. His life is the ultimate testament to the power of accepting and loving your fate. So, how do we actually put this into practice? How do we stop fighting reality and start flowing with it? Tool number 1, the "Is this in my control?" filter. This is your primary weapon against resistance. Every time you feel frustration, anger, or anxiety, immediately ask yourself, is this thing in my control? If the answer is no, then your only controllable action is your response. Shift your energy immediately to that. Let go of the illusion that you can control the external outcome. Tool number 2, the obstacle is the way reframe. This is a proactive step. When something difficult happens, when fate throws a curveball, don't just endure it. Ask yourself, how can this obstacle serve me? How can this difficulty be an opportunity for growth or learning? It is the active mental alchemy of turning poison into medicine. The lost job is an opportunity to explore a new career path. The difficult relationship is an opportunity to practice patience and communication. Tool number 3, the gratitude for sufficiency. This is the practice of finding contentment with what is, rather than endlessly craving what isn't. Take time each day to explicitly list things you are grateful for that are sufficient. Not perfect, not ideal, but enough. I am grateful that I have enough food, even if it's not a gourmet meal. I am grateful that I have a job, even if it's not my dream job. I am grateful for the people in my life, even if they are imperfect. This grounds you in the present reality and builds Amor Fati by teaching you to appreciate what fate has already given you. We are all bound by fate. This is not a weakness. It is a fundamental truth of the universe. To fight against it is to fight against yourself. The Stoic way is not about escaping fate, but about mastering your inner response to it. It is about understanding that true freedom comes not from having everything go your way, but from being unbothered when it doesn't. This is how you stop being a victim of circumstance and start becoming an artist of your own life. You take the clay that fate gives you, no matter how rough or difficult, and you sculpt it into a masterpiece of character. That is true strength. That is true peace. Remember Marcus Aurelius's profound wisdom, forged in the crucible of his own chaotic life. Accept the things to which fate binds you, and love the people with whom fate brings you together. Embrace your fate. Love your life. Thank you for joining us at the Inner Citadel. If this helped you release some resistance today, hit the like button and subscribe for more tools to build an unshakable mind. We'll see you next time.